How's it going, strummers? In this lecture, we will talk about the proper technique for performing a downstroke, which is where we strum toward the floor, like this. There are several aspects that go into that we'll talk about individually. The first aspect I think we'll talk about is just the curve of the wrist or the turn of the wrist because it's the most important one. And it's special to strumming. I couldn't think of an analogy of where in real life do we do some kind of motion like this. I don't know. For me, strumming is the only place. But I don't do a lot except play guitar. So um, maybe one day I will discover something that's similar to this. So what is helpful for my students to grasp the turn of the wrist is just to imagine that the guitar pick, the tip of it, has a marker point, and what we're going to do is draw a curve in the air. And the bottom of the curve, would hit the strings. Okay. So you can see that we start with our pick, which you can start off when you first grab a pick by aiming it straight into the guitar, like we talked about in the hold the pick video, but then curve it up more. Like this is your wrist's natural state, but curve it more. Bring the palm of your hand kind of like toward your maybe your chest or your chin or something. And then what you do is relax, and it just the act of relaxing, it should create the curve or the turn. But if it doesn't, just make sure you relax in a turn of the wrist. So the palm kind of traces like this. So once I describe that strange motion to my students, what I get sometimes is the student will maybe overdo it and curve too much, especially down here. They'll curve too much. So they might go like too much this way and then curve and then just like keep curving. And that just shows that it's not coming from a holding potential and then relaxing the tension place. Because when you relax, you just end up basically like this when you just rest the forearm on the body and the wrist just stays like this. That's where you want to end up. When you relax and don't stop it like this, it ends up sounding like a really quick strike through the strings, and that's what I call the gravity drop. And this is one of the places where I like to say that strumming is drumming. Um, Sometimes people argue with me and they say like, no, that doesn't sound like a drum. It sounds like a strum. And so it's just a metaphor. When you compare this sound, which is a common mistake that people make when they strum, they go, you know, you hear 6 different musical attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that isn't what we're after. The strumming The point of it is to combine rhythm with chords. It's like drumming on the guitar. All of the musical ideas you'll be learning in the course, they're actually drum ideas or rhythm ideas. So basically, when you perform the proper downstroke, you just let gravity bring your hand down or just relax your hand, and it creates a quick cutting sound that's really fast, and it turns the six strings, it makes it sound like one hit, like a drum hit. So what I didn't do is or something, right? So that was the gravity drop, and if you want to practice that the same way as I am, I'm just touching the strings lightly like this, just causing them to not vibrate much. Um, if you press hard, too hard, you get like or some pitches, and we just want kind of that more percussive sound, so you can mute your strings like this. Okay, let me apply that to some chords. So, strumming is drumming. A good, tight, crisp sound would be. Something like that. And then, a more lazy sound, which sometimes is okay, is going to be. This is how my students strum sometimes too. Like they'll just like start on a string and push down kind of like that instead of this sound, holding the pick angled up and then just dropping it. They'll kind of go. And notice I'm not turning the wrist anymore. I'm kind of shoving it with the elbow. All right. So you can hear the difference, how good that sounds compared to like a more whooshy sound. That will do it for how to downstroke. So I'll let you go with that, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank y'all. So really quick, I just wanted to let you know that this video is a sample video from my new online course that I'm working on. It's not complete yet. Um, Called Strumming Is Drumming. Learn 51 easy guitar strum patterns. We'll be going over some strumming technique stuff and then 51 patterns from real music. These are what I think, after lots of research, I think these are the need to know 51 patterns. If you know these, you pretty much know it all. If you know anything about Udemy, they're gonna drop this price to $11.99 about once a week. So if you click the link in the description, it'll take you to Udemy, and you can just kind of like keep checking back for the price to drop.